This is crazy, Doc. This is out of control, and somebody has to do something. I mean, how can he get away with this?
You seem very upset about this, Brad.
Seem upset? Seem upset? Of course I'm upset.
Why do you think this bothers you so much, Brad?
Why does it bother me? The question is, why doesn't it bother you? Why are you so calm about this? Do you just not care?
Brad, this isn't about me. This is about you. So why don't you take a deep breath and tell me why this bothers you?
Because it keeps happening.
Mr. Tater, take a deep breath and tell me why this bothers you.
Because it's wrong. It's racist. We can't just sit back and be cool with people like him using racial slurs. How is it that here we are in 2022 and we're just so willing to look the other way when somebody publicly uses racial slurs? It's unacceptable. It's despicable. It's disgusting.
Wow, this really means a lot to you.
Of course, Doc. I mean, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I just kept hearing it over and over in my head. Over and over and over.
Wait, did you actually hear a voice?
No, not like that. I mean, I just kept replaying it in my mind like a record or something.
Okay, Brad, just checking. Of course, if something like that were to happen, what would you do?
I tell you, Doc, I mean, I trust you. I know we don't see eye to eye on some things, but except for being stuck on the Democratic connotation, you're cool people.
Except I've never claimed to be a Democrat or a Republican or any of that.
I know. I was just testing you, Doc.
Before we get back to how this is affecting you emotionally, why don't you go ahead and tell me exactly what he said?
Okay, Doc. He was standing in front of a crowd and bragging about his past. And he said, every day in the police department, I kick those ass.
What? I didn't catch that.
He said, every day in the police department, I kick those ass.
Every day in the police department, I kick those something something ass.
He said, every day in the police department, I kick those ass.
Okay, Brett, you said everything louder except the part I can't understand. Every day in the police department, I kick those something something ass. What is the something something? What comes after I kick those?
The C word.
What?
The C word.
What the hell's the C word?
You know, the C word. You know, the C word.
I don't know what the C word is. You're gonna have to tell me what the word is.
But Doc, it's a really, really, really bad word.
It's offensive? Okay. Does it rhyme with bunt?
Bunt. Wait, No, it's not that. I said it's a bad word.
You're obviously having a strong reaction to this word, so we're gonna have to walk through this together. We know the first letter of the word is C, right? What comes after C?
Doc, I can't spell it out. It'll still be like me saying the word.
Okay. We're gonna have to figure out a way for you to let me know what this word is. Stop. Brad, why don't you just tell me what this word rhymes with? That way you don't have to say it or spell it, okay?
Okay, Doc. Blacker.
Why'd you say blacker like that? Okay, never mind. Blacker, cacker, clacker, chacker, cracker. Oh, cracker.
You said it!
Yeah, I said it. That's the word you're talking about, right? Cracker?
Don't say it again, Doc.
I'm kind of confused right now. You're clearly upset about this word, but do you understand why I'm somewhat surprised at your reaction?
No, Doc, why?
Do you remember what we talked about last week?
Of course I remember. I don't have amnesia.
Okay. What did we talk about?
Joe Rogan.
Right. And what did you say about Joe Rogan and his whole situation?
What do they expect? They want to silence free speech.
Doesn't freedom of speech apply to the government?
But it's censorship, Doc. It's cancel culture. I'm sick of all this anti-white racism.
Anti-white racism? Let me get this straight. People being upset about the N-word being used is anti-white racism.
Yeah, Doc, they hate white people. That's what this is all about. It's just hate whitey this, hate whitey that, and I'm sick of it.
So a white person using the N-word is somehow hate whitey?
Yeah, now you're getting it.
No, I am definitely not getting it. Let's try something different. Who is the whitey in this hate whitey?
Joe Rogan.
And who hates him?
Black people.
Why do they hate him?
Because he's white.
Because he's white. Not because he used the N-word or called black people apes.
I call black people monkeys all the time.
Yes, we've established how much of a problem that is, correct?
Yeah, I know we talked about self-hatred and all that jazz, but I've been thinking about it, Doc. I don't hate myself. I just hate black people. I'm not black, Doc. I'm American. And I know you're black, Doc, but you're one of the good ones.
That is not a compliment.
Well, Doc, you're not a thug with your...
We're getting sidetracked. We're talking about the N-word and whether or not you understand why people have a problem with it.
I know why they have a problem with it. Because they're weak. They're soft. I'm a real man. It don't bother me. He got the freedom of speech. He could say the N-word all day. Most real men don't care. Joe Rogan said nothing wrong.
Joe Rogan would disagree. He provided a pretty detailed apology.
But what about freedom of speech? It's just a word. Why are people so bent out of shape over a word? Who cares? We're adults. We shouldn't be letting words have so much control over us. It's just a word. It's a word. It's a word. Who cares? It's words. Just words. It's just words.
I'm not saying you should be bent out of shape over words. I just want to understand where you're coming from. So in your perspective, words, racial slurs don't bother you?
No, they don't bother me one single bit. Not even a little bit. None.
Do you see my confusion?
What do you mean?
Last week, you said you don't care about racial slurs. And this week, you're extremely upset about Eric Adams using a racial slur. Do you see the disconnect?
So what you're saying is, Doc, America hates white people.